and welcome to another episode of Tuning the Podcast, a podcast dedicated to our number one bionic stripped glam mother, Christina Aguilera. I'm your host, Christian, and today we're turning back the clock to 2001, when four powerhouse artists came together to create a modern classic, that is Lady Marmalade. Join me as we explore the behind-the-scenes drama, the production process, and the lasting cultural impact of this iconic track. To understand how this song came to be, we have to go back to the original version and how it influenced the remake that would captivate a new generation. Lady Marmalade was originally written by Bob Crewe and Kelly Nolan and first recorded by the girl group LaBelle, fronted by no other than the voice, Patti LaBelle, in 1974. This version became a hit with its catchy chorus and infectious energy, reaching number one on the Billboard Hot 100. It was a groundbreaking song for the time, celebrating female empowerment and sexual liberation with the memorable refrain, Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? The original Lady Marmalade was a product of its era, with LaBelle bringing a unique blend of soul, funk, and glam rock to the track. The song's success was not just due to its infectious melody, but also to its bold and unapologetic celebration of women's sexuality. This was a time when such topics were rarely addressed so openly in mainstream music. Fast forward to 2001, when the song was reimagined for the soundtrack of Baz Luhrmann's film Moulin Rouge. The film, known for its lavish production and eclectic soundtrack, needed a song that would match its vibrant bohemian setting. Lady Marmalade was the perfect fit, but it needed a fresh twist to resonate with modern audiences. The decision was made to bring together four of the biggest female artists of the time: Christina Aguilera, Lil Kim, Maya, and Pink. The production of the 2001 version of Lady Marmalade was spearheaded by Missy Elliott and Rock Wilder. They wanted to bring together a diverse group of artists who could each bring their own unique style to the song. This was no small task, as coordinating the schedules with such four big artists and creative visions was a significant challenge. Christina Aguilera was already known for her powerhouse vocals and wide vocal range, and she was an obvious choice. She'd already made her name for herself and was a huge artist at this point. She'd already had her number ones with Genie in a Bottle and What a Girl Wants. Her ability to deliver powerhouse vocals made her the perfect candidate to lead the vocal charge on Lady Marmalade. Lil Kim came on and added a bold hip-hop flavor to the mix as one of the most prominent female rappers of the late 90s and early 2000s. Lil Kim brought a level of street credibility and edge to the project. Her confident rap verses provided a stark contrast to the melodic lines sung by the other artists. I personally think that it was happenstance that Lil Kim would be on this track because in her 1996, I believe, track, Crush on You, the remix, she even has a line where she references Lady Marmalade, the original one. So it's only befitting that later on, in 2001, she would be on this track. Maya, known for her smooth R&B vocals and graceful presence, brought a sense of sophistication and elegance to the track. She had already established herself with hits such as Case of the Ex, It's All About Me, and my personal favorite, Free. And her addition to the group rounded out the vocal diversity. Finally, Pink, rising to fame with her edgy pop rock sound, added a raw and rebellious energy. Pink had burst onto the scene with her debut album, Can't Take Me Home, and was known for her unique voice and fearless attitude. Her inclusion in the group added an extra layer of depth and intensity to the song. But getting these four divas in the same room wasn't easy. There were reports of rivalry, particularly between Christina and Pink, which added an extra layer of complexity to the production process. And let's cover that. The tension between Christina Aguilera and Pink was one of the most talked about aspects of the production. Both were strong-willed and fiercely talented, and their different styles and personalities sometimes clashed. The rivalry between the two stars added an extra layer of drama to the recording process. I like to think that these two don't get along because they're too similar. They both rose up from dramatic backgrounds to become successful women in the industry. But the rivalry had many beginnings. Pink has spoken openly about the tension. In interviews, she mentioned that there was some friction about who would sing certain parts of the song. Pink felt that she was often overlooked in favor of Christina, who was already a well-established pop star. It didn't help that Ron Fair, Christina's A&R guy at the time, had in the making of the song.
Ron Fair walked in. He didn't say hi to any of us and said, "What's the high part? What's the most singing part? Christina's going to take that part." And I stood up and I said, "Hi, how are you? So nice of you to introduce yourself. I'm Pink. She will not be taking that part." I think that's what the meeting's about.
Christina, on the other hand, has acknowledged the rivalry, but has also emphasized the professionalism that ultimately prevailed. Despite the friction, both artists delivered exceptional performances that contributed to the song's success. The tension between Christina and Pink wasn't just about vocal parts, it also extended to the music video shoot. Directed by Paul Hunter, the video was a visual feast set in a lavish burlesque-inspired world. At some point during the making of the video, there was heckling from Pink's side at Christina, and in 2017, Christina mentioned,
Yeah, I seen her behind the music, and I know she had some, feelings or whatever about how the recording of Lady Marmalade went down and all that, and I know the actual video, she intimidated me a lot because she was a little heckling me in the audience a little bit behind the director, and I was like, oh, what's going on?
Right.
But that's what she did back then. But she's like, she's a different person now. She's like a mom. She's cool.
For shits and giggles, let's go through a timeline of the times that this feud was brought up on each of their sides. I couldn't recall the year, but on Pink's Try This tour, promoting the Try This album, she would nightly simulate sexual acts on a blow-up doll that was made to look like Christina Aguilera in the Lady Marmalade video.
Have you guys seen this face? You are beautiful.
Which, in my opinion, was super tacky, and you must have really not liked Christina to display this for all of your audience nightly. Then I believe it was in 2016 that Christina had Pink as a guest judge on her team at The Voice. In an interview addressing the Lady Marmalade feud, Pink mentioned it was nice to have a full circle moment and that they had both grown a lot.
Christina, because her and I have had history, and it hasn't always been wonderful, but finally I think it just took us 15 years, and I feel like there was true love, and it felt really good. I love when you're around long enough to have a full circle moment, and that was a full circle moment for me because, in all honesty, I'm a fan of hers, and it was just a really refreshing, nice visit.
Pink also goes on to describe herself and Christina as alphas, which is pretty gross, but also says that Christina is a very sweet person.
We made up on The Voice because I hadn't seen her in years and years and years, and we became moms. We grew up and we hugged it out. It's that simple, and I feel so good about that.
In 2023, Pink, on the promotion cycle for a new album, of which I'm not sure because they all sound the same after 2006, she mentioned that the recording of the Lady Marmalade video wasn't fun and shaded Christina.
Well, there's Lady Marmalade. I'm going to put that down here at 12.
How come?
It wasn't very fun to make. I'm all about fun, and it was like a lot of fuss, and there were some personalities. Kim and Maya were nice.
Pink then mentioned in another interview that allegedly Christina tried to fight her on the set of Lady Marmalade because Pink was sitting in her chair.
She was upset that I was sitting in her chair, and so was going to shut down the entire production, and I didn't know I was sitting in her chair. And I was homeless at 15. You can't talk to me any kind of way. And so you picked the wrong one. But that's over. It's over.
I understand, but it's a pretty interesting story.
It is an interesting story, but it probably happens every day in every workplace. Some people don't get along, and then they figure it out, and they realize what's important, and they hug it out, and they move on.
In a 2023 podcast, Christina was asked what's a big misunderstanding, to which she replied,
Yeah, I grew up at a time again where there was a lot of negativity that was, just always trying to be, poked. I just want none of it anymore to be a part of the headline. And it's something that, as a grown woman, you can have more control over. I don't need to be talking about things that happened, decades ago. Mm-hmm. Let's grow up. This happened even, after I had my babies. It's a lot of people, because they need some attention too. I just don't have time for the petty bullshit. I want to live a real life and a loving life, Right. I want good things around. My energy space is so important to preserve that and for my children.
Despite the behind the scenes drama, the final product was a testament to the talent and professionalism of all involved. The video became iconic, showcasing each artist's unique style and personality while maintaining a cohesive and visually stunning aesthetic. For the production of Lady Marmalade, they sought none other than Missy Elliott and Rock Wilder. Missy worked as a kind of overseer for the project, and Rock Wilder built the track, which I would guess that this iconic collaboration laid the foundation for Christina to later to work with Rock Wilder on Dirty, and Missy on another super fun track for a soundtrack, Car Wash. For the vocal production, Christina's A&R guy, Ron Fair, was the one leading the helm. They all recorded their vocals separately, and Ron mentioned in an interview that he wasn't sure how to record the ad-libs for this R&B track, so he had each artist separately record their ad-libs, and with no regard to what was going on under the track, quote unquote.
I just need the lick, and I wanted it to be inspired. Just sing ad-libs all the way down the record from start to finish. Don't even worry about what's going on underneath. Christina, Pink, Maya, even Lil Kim, they all just gave off the top of their head ad-libs. So they were based on improvs. So it was all inspiration and very little perspiration. And I played all the ad-libs in and created a counterpoint on the record, which then they learned and were able to do it live, and it all made perfect sense, as if they sung it that way naturally. But I got the best ad-libs, most inspired, off the top of their head.
Missy Elliott, known for her innovative production techniques and keen ear for talent, played a crucial role in bringing the project to life. She understood the importance of blending the distinct voices and styles of the four artists while maintaining the essence of the original song. Missy's influence is evident in the track's dynamic production, which seamlessly integrates elements of pop, hip-hop, and R&B. Rock Wilder, the producer behind the track, brought his signature sound to the project, known for his work with artists like Jay-Z and Destiny's Child. Rock Wilder's production on Lady Marmalade was both bold and sophisticated. He created a lush, multi-layered soundscape that provided the perfect backdrop for their vocal performances. Christina's powerful belt, Pink's gritty edge, Maya's smooth runs, and Lil Kim's confident raps blend seamlessly to create a dynamic and unforgettable track. The chemistry among the artists was palpable, even amidst the reported tension. The music video was equally iconic. Set in a lavish burlesque-inspired world, it featured elaborate costumes, vibrant colors, and intricate choreography. The visual extravaganza perfectly complemented the song's bold and sassy vibe. The video became a staple on MTV and other music channels, further cementing the song's place in pop culture history, and eventually would go on to inspire Christina during the Back to Basics era and the burlesque era. Lady Marmalade quickly became a cultural phenomenon. It topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 5 weeks and won the Grammy Award for Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals. The song's success was not just in the chart performance, but its influence on pop culture. The track's bold and empowering message resonated with a generation of young women. It celebrated female empowerment and self-expression, encouraging women to embrace their sexuality and confidence, which is completely on brand and consistent with Christina. This was a significant departure from the more subdued conservative messages often found in mainstream pop music at the time. The collaboration showcased the power of female artists working together and paved the way for future all-female collaborations in music. It demonstrated that women could come together to create something truly extraordinary despite any personal differences or rivalries. Moreover, Lady Marmalade helped solidify the careers of Christina, Lil Kim, Maya, and Pink, proving that they could hold their own in a highly competitive industry. The song's success opened doors for each artist, allowing them to explore new creative avenues and expand their fan bases. The cultural impact of Lady Marmalade extended beyond the music industry. The song and its accompanying video became a fashion and style reference, with fans emulating the elaborate costumes and glamorous looks featured in the video. The track's influence can be seen in everything from fashion magazines to Halloween costumes, cementing its place as a pop culture touchstone. Looking back, Lady Marmalade remains a standout moment in early 2000s pop culture. Its impact can still felt today, with the song consistently being on the track list for Christina Aguilera in her concerts. During the Liberation Tour, she had Lil Kim come out to rap her rap. During a Pride, Christina had Maya come to sing her iconic part, which then also begs the question what happened between Pink and Christina to no longer be copacetic between the two. The song remains a high point in each of their careers, showcasing their individual talents while creating something greater than the sum of its parts. The behind-the-scenes stories, including the rivalry between Christina and Pink, add a fascinating layer to the song's legacy. It reminds us that even in the world of glitz and glamour, there are real emotions and challenges that artists face. The fact that they are able to overcome these challenges and create such an iconic track speaks to the professionalism and dedication. The success of Lady Marmalade also highlights the importance of collaboration and diversity in the music industry. By bringing together artists from different genres and backgrounds, the project created a unique and powerful sound that resonated with a wide audience. This spirit of collaboration continues to inspire artists today, encouraging them to push boundaries and explore new creative possibilities. Also of note was that whenever the ladies performed the song at the Grammy Awards, they brought out Patti LaBelle to sing the iconic track, which was such a moment. And that's everything for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to follow me on socials. It's at Junie and a Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. Don't forget to stay beautiful.